driver off the deck for Corey Connors.
Here's driver off the deck for Victor Hovland.
So the driver off the deck. I know you would try this, right?
Oh my, what a shot.
Just to be able to hit it off the deck and get that thing down and fly it in running.
You have to put your foot on the gas. You pull out the driver off the deck and you put it on the green all the way up the hill.
Welcome back to another episode of Off the Deck. Really excited about this conversation with Kevin VanDuser, founder and CEO of GOATED Golf. Kevin, how are things in your world? Start of the year, how's it going? Let's just dive right in.
Love it. No, I'm blessed. We're working in the golf space, and we're surviving a cold winter season where most of the country's not golfing, but people are still collecting putters, and we've got great winter merch and other stuff that was good provision by the team, and we've had a great Christmas. Hope you had a great Christmas. I haven't seen you in person in a while, so I'm pumped to get on the show here. I've been watching all the episodes and seeing clips, and excited to finally make it on here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, I had a great Christmas. I hope you did as well. We've been trying to figure out when to make this conversation work, and I'm thrilled to have you on the show because what you do is inspirational, because I feel like you've built a business from the ground up. So GOATED Golf to you, before we go into kind of the nuts and bolts and what you built, what does that mean to you over all these years of you doing this? How does it reflect your vision of the brand? When you see the words behind you there on the screen, what does that mean to you?
It's a blessing. Every day I'm reminded of kind of how great God is and how gracious God is. We're a faith-based company, and I'm an entrepreneur by blood. Really, when I was 7 or 8 in Miami, I started businesses and was trying to make mixtapes and do other car washes and mow lawns when I was 8 and 9 years old. And I joke and tell people that the state of Florida, I probably have the record for LLCs filed as an individual. And the embarrassing part, but it's a part of my story and God's grace, is that I've maybe only exited 3 of them and only exited 2 of them properly. The rest of them, like most LLCs, dissolve. But they were all for me. So those companies were all part of growing and learning to be the best I could be, and be the best owner and CEO or leader that I could be. And this was the first company that when Chris and I founded it, we both agreed that it had to be something that was going to point people in the right direction. We had both done really well in the golf space at Lagshot, and we had seen millions of dollars in 2 days, 3 days, and spans of crazy span of time to see millions of dollars on one SKU come through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and just see great success in the golf space. And we learned how to be successful that way as 2 leaders of that company. And we just kind of jumped to this idea that we were praying about, and we said, this has got to be for God's glory. And if we're going to do GOATED, it was the middle of COVID, so people were getting paid to stay at home.
Wow.
And
yeah.
We were making a lot of money selling a training aid golf club, and it's a great training aid golf club. But we were seeing a lot of, when we traveled, and I traveled with the tour for 2 years, so I saw a lot of other cities that were different than Naples, Florida, that were living in lockdowns, that were living in fear, and a lot more arrows on the paths of grocery stores telling people which way to walk. And I said, man, if this world is going to have this again, or there's going to be another pandemic or another scare, I want people to have some stronger faith and to have something to rely on. So GOATED mentality is, we sell a mentality every day, and we got to pivot to golf products because we loved golf. But it's been a blessing. Every time I see the logo, to answer your question, GOATED stands for God over all things every day. We've leaned into that. So we wanted to celebrate goats and make some really cool sneakerhead products and really cool design products. But Exodus 23 was on all of our stuff, is thou shalt have no other gods before me. Because we didn't want people to celebrate and idolize even more than they already do, like we all do, the Tiger Woods of the world and the Michael Jordans of the world. Because when you idolize humans, you're going to be let down every time. So we celebrate goats every day, but the greatest to walk of the earth we always celebrate mostly is Jesus, and try to live like him. So blessing when I see the logo. It's a great question. It's an all inspiring and exciting thing every time I see the logo on TV and the places I wouldn't have expected it. It's a blessing.
So I
good
did
question.
not know that's what it stood for. I wrongfully assumed it was just a reference to GOAT, like the greatest of all time, how people refer to Brady and Michael Jordan and those guys. I did not realize that it was a faith-based acronym. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
just got canceled. All right, last episode.
Yeah, I love that. So starting a business during the pandemic, tell me about the challenges with that. And I mean, obviously, like you said, Florida was very different than other parts of the country. I actually played golf with a gentleman just this week who moved to Alabama during the pandemic because he lived in California. And he
Mm.
was like, I'm going back to the South where if I want to go outside, I can go outside. But from a business perspective, what was that like?
Yeah, it was the perfect time for us because it was the end of COVID. It was COVID, but it was the end of the year where golf season really dies down. And the product that we were selling, Lagshot, is an outdoor training aid club. And this was years ago. So there wasn't as many simulators back then. Now there's a simulator and you can go all year round with training aids, full swing products. Um, so it's something that we kind of were discussing and praying about and told the owner of Lagshot. And I said, hey, I think this is good timing. He was going through some things. And I was at the end of the golf season. Usually November, December is when golf season obviously slows down and is done for the tour as well. And got to go out and watch Rory, Justin, Jordan, and Tiger play at Bel Air in Tampa.
Oh,
And
I was
that's
there.
really, were you there at Bel Air?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. I
not
was
Bel
there
Air,
at Pelican Club. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
amazing. There's only supposed to be 500 people there, but as you know, there's probably
It was more than that.
4,000.
Yeah, yeah.
I got an invite from Jordan's camp and said, "Hey, this is a sick event. Come on over. You're close by." I was at Streamsong at the time in a tournament, so my partner and I in this 2-man tournament drove while I was still working for Lagshot, and met Gary Sheffield, met Vince Carter, Charles Barkley, and Shaq were there, and they were doing their and got to walk around inside the ropes. And I was praying actively at that time about starting GOATED. So that night started it. I went back and played Michael Jordan in golf a couple weeks after that because I met Sheffield, who was a member at Grove. And the rest is history. A month after Michael Jordan, I played with President Trump, told him the ideas, got to golf with him at West Palm International. And they both, in their camp, both said, you have to do this. This is a great idea. These are sick designs. And that helped jumpstart and take the leap for sure of
Yeah.
of a comfortable job that I had into this launch. So glad I did.
Yeah, and so for the listeners that aren't familiar, well, you should be familiar with GOATED Golf, but the bread and butter, and please correct me where I'm wrong here, is you do custom drops, and I'm curious. This is something just for my own education on your product. Are you partnering with Cal Ripken Jr. in any way, like for the putter you released for him, and with I guess now who is, I guess, Vanessa Bryant, on anything you do for Kobe. Is that something you get permission from them, or is there? And I know just enough to be dangerous about merchandising and the percentage of likeness you can use and those kind of things. Tell me about that, because even if the listeners don't care, I'm fascinated to learn about that because. Like the Dale Earnhardt putter, the Jerry Rice putter, all those drops that you do, what goes into that inspiration, and then how much leeway do you have, creativity, and what the boundaries you can get to there with what you design?
Yeah, it's a good question. We get that a lot too. All of our designs, except maybe one or two, were without collaboration with the player or their estate or affiliation. So a lot of public domain. So
Okay.
we have great first designs. You can imagine we started designing a lot of them, if not all of them. The first ones with the Lakers logo would have been way better, right? In our
Right,
mind.
right.
We didn't use that at all. And we used pieces of stuff that made it look like, and we lean more into the Mamba snakeskin. But we always reach out. So we always reach out to where we can find the estate for the Bryant family and attempt to get them putters or work out a deal before. just to make sure, especially on that case, that it's something that's honoring them and something that's okay with them first, and then discussing how we can compensate or how we can gift back. But I mean, I'm sure you won't be surprised. A lot of people, even to our lawyers, don't respond. Like even to a gift that's like, or an email that's like, "Hey, we're celebrating. If you want to be a part of it, would love to discuss with you." And that's kind of how we addressed it. I don't want to give too much of the information because I think other people could learn from it. But public domain is a great thing. Fonts are um, hard to protect and hard to void or to go after. So it's a very fine line that we teeter. We did make some Jordan themed putters for Grove and gifted some. And of course, anytime someone gets a putter, they're thrilled. And then you start to look at it and go, I think they came back to us and were like, you got to stop using the Jordan logo. And I figured I was just waiting till we heard. And then
Right.
we had a time where we made some for MJ and sent some over and a guy got them. Um, one of our customers got one, I guess, from Grove or was out there visiting. And he wanted us to remove the Jordan logo and put the GOAT logo on top. He was more excited. And I looked at Chris when that happened. I said, is this a joke? This email has to be a joke. And it wasn't a joke. And I said, I think we made it. I think we looked at each other and were like, this guy wants to remove the Jordan logo and put the GOAT on top of the putter. And that hasn't happened often, but we've been very blessed with our following and our family, the GOATED family that's taken a liking to the brand. So yeah, a lot of public domain and very carefully teetering lines. We just had a call with David Ross and Dexter Fat, like guys that are all goats and players, and they say the same thing. Just use all the Cubs lines and colors. And I'm like, well, I already know how to do the Cubs putters. We made a couple, and use my number in the same font. And you have to kind of change some of those things to be the most compliant. But it's getting better for us because AI. Obviously, generations are just taking images and it becomes ours. Or the elephant print that we have is ours. Where a lot of people think
Okay.
Jordan owns all of the elephant print. They don't own really any elephant print. It's hard to trademark and protect
And
the
living animal.
skin of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did make our own with some font in it so that it could be protected at least our elephant print, but um, just making the coolest stuff we can and using public domain. But we always, like Vince Carter, I've golfed with and been around. I reached out to him and he was getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. He was too busy to do the drop with us, but he was fine with the celebration. And I sent him his putter in 15. Tim Tebow is this month and we're giving him 15 out of 53. Just sending it to him. I told him we'd donate to all the proceeds because it's not our core business. It's our GOAT club. Our club membership's our core business, but the drops are just cool things we do to loss leader and to put our name out there. So hopefully this year, that's one of our goals is to partner with more of the GOATs that we're celebrating. Cristiano Ronaldo's on the docket. We've already started talking to him actually about being a part of the drop. But you can imagine the company only nets 5 figures on these drops. So you're talking to Cristiano Ronaldo and it's like, I'll give you all 5 figures. I'll give you everything we make or whatever it is on the drop. And they're like, just keep it or give it to charity or
Yeah.
well, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't even answer the call because it's so small.
Right.
Um,
Right. So, and if you don't want to answer this, I certainly understand. But have you received any cease and desist letters?
we got no, yeah, we got one. My lawyer probably want me. We got one from the MLS when we did Lionel Messi. I got Lionel Messi a
Okay.
putter, Inter Miami. And it was a great interaction. Actually, we got 2. We got one from Jack Nicklaus, the company that owned Jack Nicklaus's name, and we immediately took care of it. We wiped the putters from the website, took off the signature that wasn't, and then the MLS one we took off the website too. But Messi himself has that putter, and he signed one for us, so it's still one of my favorite things we did. But yeah, those were the 2, and knock on wood, we won't have many more. But
Yeah. I was hesitant to even ask, but I feel like every cease and desist letter has a good story behind it, and those 2 kind of do, especially with everything that's transpired with Jack Nicklaus and his own name and his business. Yeah, that's if you don't
crazy,
know that
huh?
story, go Google it because it's a disaster. So
Yes. Have you
I
have you
want
been to
to.
Tullamore? Have you been to
I have been to
Tullamore?
Tullamore. Yeah,
Okay, that's the
yeah.
best cease and desist. You seen the cease and desist they got from Augusta National?
No, but I have a hat with the llama on it with the flag. So no, what did I miss when I was at Tullamore that I should have seen?
it's the best in the golf industry, I think. So the listeners will like this. So in the Talamore Golf clubhouse, you go in the clubhouse, they have the cease and desist framed from Augusta National, and they have changed nothing since that cease and desist. So they're basically throwing it in their face, which is crazy. One of the biggest brands in the world, right? And
Right.
they kept the logo, the llama with the yellow and the green, and they not only didn't respond to the cease and desist, but I guess hung it up in the pro shop.
Oh, that's incredible.
Incredible.
That
Tell
is
them the
incredible.
llama with the
Yeah.
yeah.
So for the listeners, Talamore's in like the Pinehurst area. They have llamas on the golf course. They've got pot bunkers, but like Kevin said, the logo. If you can imagine the Augusta National logo or the Masters logo, excuse me, as a llama with the flag and everything, that's exactly what it is. Which,
Yep.
yeah, they've got llamas, I think, right by the 17th tee or maybe the 18th tee, which is hilarious.
Mhm.
But that's incredible. Next time if I ever get to go back, I need to go find that and check it out
Yes.
because I loved
Bet there's a
it. But yeah, to do that towards Augusta National is a very bold strategy.
yeah. I couldn't believe it. It's pretty good golf space cease and desist story. I think I haven't heard of a better one.
Yeah, that's great. I know of a club that got one from LucasArts for some Star Wars type stuff, which is also
Oh.
good.
Mhm.
So I want to go to 7 or 8 year old Kevin, who was in Miami or South Florida area with opening all these LLCs. Tell me about your introduction to the game of golf. Obviously, you've been heavily involved with it for quite some time. When did you pick up the game, learn the game? What would the evolution of that look like over your childhood and as you were growing up?
Yeah, I so my dad's a pastor, missionary. My whole family is. I'm the black sheep entrepreneur always, or always have been. And grew up in Miami, pretty close to an okay golf course, but my dad was a minister at a school, and he also taught high school at a public school, big public school, American High. We had a golf course across the street that we loved. That the grass was awesome. It was always we didn't know now. Now I know it was a tee box, but we loved playing football in the tee box because it was perfect grass. Didn't have to high step through it. And we grew up in an area. I don't say often, but we grew up. I went back and took my family with a rough area. My dad was ministering in the inner city of Miami, and I grew up in the '80s, so it wasn't the best area back then. Still isn't that great, but bars on our windows and baggy clothes and
Whoa.
fake chain, or we got robbed a couple times. Our house once while we were there. Just a bad area, but to me, to answer your question on golf, golf was the best looking grass and the best looking clubhouse and pool that I had ever seen, and we weren't allowed in the gates. So I always hated golfers. I was always like, man, this stuck up. What a waste of grass. We could be playing football in that tee box, and got kicked off every time we snuck out there. One day we actually snuck out to the course when I was probably 11 or 12 across the street. And in Miami, at our age, we used to just play outside till the lights came on. My dad
Yeah.
taught and then both my parents taught. So late at night we were out. Just blows my mind running across fast or busy streets. But we went out on a Saturday across the street to the golf course. We always got kicked off of, and we would play in between guys hitting. We figured out that every 10 minutes there's usually not someone on the tee box, so we would play in between. And one day Don Shula, who I knew of because I'm in Miami, he was out there in a Don McNeil Golf Classic playing on this golf course, and then it became cool. Then I was like, okay, Coach Shula's out here. Don McNeil, who played for the Dolphins, and all the Dolphins. We stuck around. Actually, O.J. Simpson was there that day when he was the Juice, I guess, back
Yeah.
then. I think, or it must have been after. It might have been after. But so we got autographs on golf balls, and that's when I started to go, okay, golfers are kind of cool. Like if Don Shula plays golf, now they're cool. Up until then, I hated golfers. I'm like, you're a waste. They're stuck up. They're daddy's money or whatever they are, and
And
we were
this should
taught.
be a football field.
Yes, this should be the couple football fields, every tee box. And then I moved to Naples. So in 2001, my dad got a job as a pastor in Naples. Naples, Florida's a golf mecca. It's a beautiful place. And I was 13 at the time. So 26 years ago, we moved here to Naples, and I went to a private school that I played football and soccer and baseball, everything in Miami, but I had to try out for every team. No one ever asked me to play. Naples, much smaller town. Every coach when I got here asked me to play because I was a bigger guy, and there was only 9 kids in the 8th grade class, and got us to play golf. Never played golf before. They gave me a set of clubs. I hacked it around, was not very good, but there were a couple kids that were very good. And then I took a break when I went to high school. I didn't play golf. So I played 1 year of golf, 8th grade year, and loved it. But, and we won a state championship in our Suncoast conference because of the 2 kids that were really good. And I took a 4-year break, went to Liberty University after high school. So I didn't play any golf in high school, went to Liberty and played some golf with buddies about my junior year in college, and loved it. But it drained my budget. Like the guys that I was with, I was working on campus. Had a scholarship when I first got there, but I didn't have cash, and they always paid cash to play nice courses in Lynchburg, Virginia. So found ways like college kids do to sneak on or figure out bag boy buddies or whatever, and got to play some golf and fell in love with it. I actually hit a hole-in-one at Thomas Jefferson's Poplar Forest my first year golfing. It was on accident for sure, but it wasn't one of those bladed, like hit off something, like it in the air, dropped, trickled in, didn't slam and I was hooked. I'm like, this is what I want to do every time. I want to hit as close as possible.
Right.
And I must be gifted. It must be my sport. So I got really addicted then, junior year of college, and then moved back to Naples and played a couple times a month. But COVID is where golf really, I was a 20 handicap with a slice until COVID hit. And then I met Lagshot, started using an over-the-top swing trainer that would not let you swing over the top and cast the club. I had a big casting problem. And I got down to a 4.8 and during COVID. I played a lot, lost 30 pounds because all my teacher friends and all my coach friends that I was doing real estate, but they were all teachers and coaches. They couldn't go to school. They did virtual. So we played a lot of golf in Florida. DeSantis told us to go out and play golf during COVID.
Right.
And fell in love, got really good, became pro. I was scratched for a time, back to a 4 now, but classified for pro so I can play in some events with some buddies. My buddy's dad owns Crank Golf, so we went and played tournaments, and I was hooked and still am hooked. Still try to get out there like all of us as much as possible.
I love that. So where do you typically play when you're home? What's your home track?
So I was a member at Old Corkscrew, kind of like an honorary member. The GM is a board member in all the companies I've owned for the last couple of years. Great guy, Jack Nicholas Design. And I was helping the Ledbetter Academy there a little bit with some training aids and great guys there. So Old Corkscrew, I think it's rated the hardest course in the country by slope. The course record's 69 by Jim Furyk.
Oh my goodness.
3 under from the tips. The tips don't exist really unless you ask them to go put out the Furyk tips. It's a hard course, and they're about to blow it up. They just got bought. They're going to redo the whole thing. So I play that, and I played Calusa Pines last year a lot, and I played 48 of the top 100. One of my favorites was Sweetens Cove, thanks to you.
Yeah.
That was a great event, but got to do. I love Long Island golf. I try to get up to New York golf. Northeast golf is amazing. NGL last summer was amazing, and that changed my perspective. Bandon Dunes, those areas of the world I never thought I'd go to golf when I grew up in Miami, opened my eyes to some amazing golf courses, amazing properties. So
what was the experience like at National Golf Links?
It was amazing, and we had 3 days. We played Shinnecock, we played Sabonic, and we played NGL, and all 3 were amazing. But NGL, the weather was perfect, which helps. But I was a golf rater for Golf Week magazine, so I learned how to break apart clubhouse experience, walkability, all the things that raters look at. NGL was by far at the time superior, and it's number 1 for me still of the 48 that I played on the digest list. It's just awesome. The caddies were awesome. I think the history there, Shinnecock had great history too, but I'd never seen any. I thought the designs were so cool, like 220-yard par 4s that were still 2-shot holes, and the windmill. There's just some really cool holes that I'd never seen before, and the bordering holes by the clubhouse, 18 and 9. I mean, all of them. I was in awe the whole time. It was awesome.
That's fantastic. Yeah, there's something about that that older style architecture. I feel like some current architecture kind of bringing that back, but like what you just said is something that I love. If you have a 220-yard par four, but it requires two shots or a tee shot and then an approach shot, like that is brilliant architecture. Like
Yeah.
I think often about number 11 at Riviera, like
Mm.
or number 10 at
10.
Riviera, that really short par four that if you go for it, you might make a six. But
Mhm.
if you lay back and just kind of take your medicine, you still might make a
Yep.
six, but you're less likely to make a six. And I
Yes.
love golf holes that are thought provoking and just evoke really trying to put the pieces together. Like it's like a puzzle. It's like, wait a minute, I think I can do this, but if I do it, I could end up in a world of hurt. Or if I can
Yes.
play it down and just I love that kind of architecture.
Yeah, so true. No, it's so good. There's a lot to be said there. You're right. And all over the country, you got holes that are not talked about enough that you get to meet designers and talk to people and realize what went into it. Um, and the planning. Like I love Strand's courses. Strands are awesome. You
Yeah.
play
What's your favorite
uh,
strands?
the best one is for me is Caledonia Golf and Fish Club or Caledonia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
It's the least crazy. It's the least
Okay.
crazy of it. But I lived in Myrtle Beach for a little bit and I couldn't believe it was Strands because I'm like, this is nothing like Tobacco Road and Tot Hill
Todd
and
Hill. Yeah.
but I think Tobacco Road's my least favorite. You have to do it once, but Tot Hill is awesome. And but Caledonia's sick. If you haven't played the
Okay. I
Red
got to get
Horse.
down to Caledonia because
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Strants. A friend of mine, he often says, "Oh yeah, I went and got Strantsed," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens." But so I've
Yeah.
only played Tot Hill and Tobacco Road, and between those two, I actually prefer Tobacco Road. Tot Hill, I enjoyed, but not for the same reasons I enjoyed Tobacco Road. I felt like Tobacco Road, there were lots of, or at least a handful of holes where you could hit driver or you could hit 6-iron and
Mm.
like off the tee box. And it's like, okay, what do you want to take that chance? Cause it's there. Like, it's like
Yep.
he's tempting you. It's like, hey, there you go. You can try
Yep.
it if you want to.
Yep. A tease. That's so true. Yeah, I think I just had I've played Tobacco Road a couple times. I think I just had a couple bad holes that it stinks when, I mean, you get down your lower handicap in one hole. You don't want to make eights. You don't make eights. But when Tobacco
Right.
Road eights you can make two
They're
eights
out there.
easy. Tobacco Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get caught in 40-foot sand dune or, I don't like going sideways. If I didn't hit that bad of a shot, having to hit out of a bunker sideways or backwards, it's like
Right.
I don't know about this. This is fun once in a while, but no,
When
but I love
we
it.
played it not too long ago on a simulator, we played Tobacco Road, and I think it's number 9. It's uphill, and it has the pin that has an extension in it. Like the pin flag
Oh yeah,
is like
yeah,
15 feet tall because otherwise you cannot see it from the fairway.
yes,
And I thought that was quirky but fun. It's kind
yes,
of one of those places that if you're not fine taking your medicine and enjoying it for what Mike intended it to be, do not go.
mm-hmm.
Like, because
So
you're going to
true.
get punched in the face. And if you can't laugh about it and move on to the next hole, you're going to have a
Yep,
terrible time.
yep. I think the problem I had too is both times I went, we were filming, and I'm like, I don't want this on film.
Oh,
Everyone's
content.
telling
Yeah.
me this. Yeah, like delete that hole, and then I don't know what we're gonna do with that hole, and because well, I don't know, just we don't. I'm joking, of course, but it's just like then it makes it even more serious about your tee shot because it's like I should hit driver. Or I should hit this number, but I want to hit the safe shot. There's really like no that uphill one you're talking about on 9.
Yeah.
Our guy in our group left it short, and it just kept falling back down to his feet, and it's 100 yards. Like how often can you hit an
Right.
approach shot
Right.
from 140 yards and it rolls all the way back to your feet when you hit the green? It's really cool, but no, I love it. I love those designs. And there's a lot in Florida. There's a lot of great ones. Calusa Pines. Next time you come down, if you haven't played that, we got to play that. Tampa, I'm realizing, has some really good courses too, about 2 hours north of us. Concession and Old Memorial, and
Oh,
I love
yeah.
Streamsong. We go to Streamsong a lot. They have a great
So I
partnership
have
with
not been
GOATED.
lucky enough to experience Stream Song yet.
Will hasn't either. He tells me almost every day. So
He reminds you of that.
because we go all the time, and he's always out of town, or I don't know. We've missed him every time, but we'll have to go. We'll get you down for it.
What's your favorite track out there? The red, there's what, red, black, blue, and then isn't there a new one, or am I
There's a short
mistaken there?
course, yeah, walking
Okay.
course called the Chain. Um, yeah, the Chain, and they're building another one. They want to build 9 out there. They want to build like a Pinehurst
Whoa.
of the South, and they have the land to do it. It's amazing.
Okay.
Blue and red are both. They're all amazing. We got to go out there because every time I talk about it, staff's great, food's great, clubhouses are all awesome, the hotel's awesome. Blue and red are more fun to me. I think they're very similar. Elevation change and black black course. The greens, the acreage of the black greens, is bigger than the red and the blue greens combined.
Whoa.
It's the biggest greens in the world. So 36 holes of greens put all together is not as big as the acreage they use for the black greens. So
That's crazy.
a lot of putts, which is good if you have a good putter.
Right,
If you have a
right.
good
So,
putt, yeah.
which it's like you read my mind. I was going to transition back to goaded, and well done. Nice job there, Kevin.
I talked too long
Um,
without saying it. It's a habit.
So one of the things you've said to me before is that you're great at sourcing. What goes into having a goated putter built? And obviously don't share any of your trade secrets, but I would love to know, just start to finish, what all goes into that, because you have a mallet and a blade. Do those ever change, or are you ever tinkering with your design of the mallet and the blade? What, just all of that, I'm fascinated to hear and learn about.
Yes. Yeah, that the sourcing side has been a blessing. I told you, I think I met Eric Trump, and he said you got to start introducing yourself as a sourcer in certain circles. And my kids always say a sorcerer when I say that if I'm on the phone. I don't say sorcerer. And he's right, because and that really what it taught me was like that's one of our strengths. When we do a SWOT analysis, sourcing was not really ever on our SWOT analysis, and it is now, and it's changed kind of our company vision and strategies. So for the putter side, we are tinkering. We're tinkering more than we've ever tinkered. We have constant trips to other countries to meet with factories to take a look at different kinds of steel, different kinds of materials. The Lab Golf craze, Will got on a plane and went over there and found where Lab Golf makes their stuff. Disgusting price that they land those for when you see how much their company's worth. Way cheaper to make a lab putter than it is our putters. So we've looked at that. We have a Lie-Angle Balance, a center shafted center of gravity putter that's coming out in April. It'll be the week of the Masters will be the drop, and it's going to be a great putter. And we have 3 blade models. We have 5 mallet models and a mid mallet coming out. So we've tinkered into, I have a lot of molds out there. I've probably spent almost $1 million in molds, just getting new molds of putters. For a $15-20 million company, I spent too much, but we're dedicated to making the greatest putter of all time. We have the best club fitter that we could find in Pennsylvania, and Slingy is amazing. He's tinkered and he's back there right now, sandblasting and torching putters to see what he can make happen and on designs, and Will as well. Will knows a ton about clubs. So he's been a blessing. But we're tinkering, always trying to make the best putter ever. We actually had a tour yesterday for 3 hours, a factory in the state of Florida here, of a steel factory that we can make putters here in the United States fully. So praying about that. It's going to be a big increase in price. And honestly, I'm an open book. I don't have any, but I'd say the price that we're hearing yesterday to make putters in the U.S. is almost the price we sell the putters for, like no margin.
Whoa.
and
Whoa.
and we're praying about making like a Circle T version, so you could obviously charge more and you could deliver a USA made, but it's the same materials, and the materials they're getting are coming from China or Russia. Steel comes from a couple different places. They have some in the US, but in bulk and in the right shape, you need to get it from overseas anyways. So it's kind of a silly thing that people will jump at it, but I love this country, as you know. So
Yeah.
I'm open to. Yesterday, at the end of it, I said, let's figure out a way to make it work. even if we didn't make $1 on some putters, maybe we lean more into polos and we make really good American-made putters if that's what people want. So we're always praying and looking on how to be the GOATs, and we love our country, so we're definitely going to explore that and at least get some parts from this factory. But yeah, we're probably at 15 molds right now, 15 different putter molds that we can make and have them landed here in 40 days complete.
Whoa. And then all the colors and customization. I know we're not talking about a specific drop that you're going to do, because I guess those arrive to you, like the Cal Ripken one. It arrives to you completed. Is that correct, or are you all doing some of that color in house?
For the most part, it depends on the putter. So now we have some weighted putters that we're building and completing ourselves and Cerakoting ourselves. We've had some problems Cerakoting. We have a Cerakote rep now that we're probably going to start Cerakoting and painting ourselves. And if we get the steel here, we could potentially be the only putter company in the world that makes everything here, is where we're at right now. And I like that I love as a sourcer that I can push that button at any time. Or I wouldn't be an American Patriot sourcer or a goated sourcer, I should say. So you always want to have those things. If you're watching and you're building a company or even have a company now, I think it's a skill set you want to have as an entrepreneur to be able to push the button on certain things at any time to go, hey, if the world changes and tariffs go to 4,000% or whatever it is, we've always been covered. God's protected us, but I haven't slept. I'm not sleeping until I have those things set up and until I'm doing and delivering where God wants us to be the product to the customer and to our wholesale buyers, PGA Superstore and these other partners we have. I want the best product there. You can't be goated if you don't have the greatest. So
Right. So when did you start adding the soft goods to the GOATED lineup?
The GOATED lineup, we quickly went into head covers. Obviously, we had to have head covers, but driver head covers. But apparel, I'd say probably 4 months into the business.
Okay, wow.
There were a lot of people. We actually, I think, made a pickleball paddle before we made apparel because we sold out of the Tiger Woods celebration, and maybe 4 people on TikTok said, "I wish I had a pickleball paddle to match." Maybe it probably was 1, but in my mind, I'm like, everyone wants a pickleball paddle too.
Right.
So I filed another LLC and made GOATED Pickleball LLC and bought the URLs and bought GOATED Pickle, GOATED Pickles, GOATED Pickleball, bought all the URLs like I do since I was 9 years old or when I could use a computer. And we made pickleball paddles and they worked. We sold pickleball paddles for $300, $400, the most expensive pickleball paddle out there. And none of us play pickleball and we barely got to play golf. We were so busy. So we do it every once in a while, but we went into polos right after pickleball. And thank goodness, because we've sold about 25,000 polos since then.
Goodness gracious. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, we're probably sitting on 3,000. We've manufactured 25,000 polos.
Okay. And Will, obviously friend of the program. He's been on a handful of times. He was our very first guest. He helped me with our preview of the upcoming major championships. Is on your staff. He's told me a little bit about, is it Club GOATED? Is that correct?
The GOAT Club. Yeah.
The GOAT Club. So tell me what all that entails. And for listeners that are interested, if they want to sign up for that, what that would potentially look like and the benefits of being part of the GOAT Club.
Yes, the GOAT Club's been it's been awesome. We didn't have a high ticket offer that was a family structure that we wanted to in 2025. So again, went through our discussion of how we could form an inner circle and form a GOATED family with some investment and with some perks that were different than anything offered in the golf space. So there's 3 levels. There's bronze, silver, and gold. The bronze level is $49 a month, and it's month to month. You can cancel, pause anytime you want. That level, you get an accessory and a towel that's club only. So we have the athlete that we're celebrating every month, and that drop hits the website, but there's club only items. So no one gets it unless they were a bronze member in December is the only way to get your December towel or in the resale market, but I don't see many of them being resold. The bronze level gets that towel, and they get an accessory, usually a ball marker. And we always kind of throw in some other stuff. It's usually about a $90 value. And I always want to double what they're paying, like any good subscription. You want to
Yeah.
have double the value of perceived value. Silver is $229 a month, and you get a head cover that comes with a putter, so that you get the head cover that everyone gets. We threw that in 1 month. But the real value is the limited edition head cover. So our limited edition head covers that are club only club members that are silver and gold get the head cover with a picture inside the goat of the goat that we're celebrating. And they're awesome. They're beautiful head covers. One of them has sold for $1,200.
Whoa.
There are a couple that we have that would probably go for $2,000, a head cover with a picture inside it that club members only got. And those
So
were
you mean
really
like
cool.
the
And then they also
picture on the head cover, like there's a picture like inlaid in the head cover
in the
of.
head cover. Yeah,
Okay.
I should have one. I should have some here. Oh, I do have. So I have one we made for Jerome Bettis here. So this is just Jerome's. It's not this was a sample, but Jerome Bettis's picture is in this. This wasn't a club, but Jerome wanted one for his golf tournament. So we put his picture in, 20 of them for his celebrities that came. But
That's really cool. So for the listeners, it's the outline of the goat, but there's a picture of Jerome Bettis that makes up the silhouette of the goat. That's really cool, Kevin.
Thank you. Yeah, I had some more. Actually, when we get some, they don't last long. You'll probably hear screaming. We live stream about 10 hours a day. And if we get one in, or if we find one or someone trades, we sell it or we show it or make it a buyer's giveaway. And it's awesome because those are timepieces that people are trading some serious coin for, or serious clubs. I mean, all kinds of stories. So silver gets both those head covers. They get the head cover that goes to the website, but they also get the limited club only head cover. And then they get everything that bronze got too. So they get the towel and the ball marker.
Yeah.
The gold level is $749 a month, and you get the putter every month. And every time we've dropped a putter, except for the Star Wars putter, was $504 because of May the 4th. That one sold out the quickest because it was $200, $300 cheaper than every other drop. You get a putter every month. You get to choose the number, because we're numbering putters now. You get to choose the number that you're going to get. So I think I have Michael Jordan's putter here, but let's see, because I'm going to see. No, I have Vince Carter's putter. So this is number 15 of 98, and that's the one Vince wanted. So our club members get to choose, as long as Michael gets 23 of every drop. He has all the putters.
Yeah.
So they're in a club with Michael Jordan, gold members essentially. We're in a group text. So they get the putter every month. They get the head cover. They get everything that silver and bronze get for $749. They also get 15% off site wide. Bronze and silver get 10 and 5 too. They get first invite to club, to events. We do club championship at our simulators with the clubhouse. They get 24-hour access to the clubhouse that's in Bonita Springs. Our closest member is in Jupiter. So we have people flying in to use the clubhouse for a couple days. We have a GOATED house across the street. So our house is really for gold members to use. They can rent it if they come in and get to me. I usually let them stay for free. It's 4-bedroom. It's $1 million house across the street that took us a lot to decide on purchasing, but we wanted the asset and we designed it. We're designing every room to feel like you're in a GOAT environment. Like, for example, Tiger's room is wrapped. The Masters win, so you're on the green. It feels like, and the whole room is wrapped with the Tiger Woods.
That's very cool.
So we have some more Airbnbs or more ideas like that. We're gonna try to snag and make some GOATED houses more frequently as an inside scoop. But gold members get access to those, and they get access to the clubhouse. They get in our Telegram first access to the Ryder Cup. The GOATED Ryder Cup sell out 4 times a year, basically with gold members, 12 versus 12. Will's been dominating that. You guys, they all want Will. Will's smashes the ball and we play up a tee and he shoots under every time because he can kill the ball. But no, it's been a blast. And then they're like family. My kids know a lot of our gold members, a lot of our GOAT Club members, because there are people that we talk to and that we're praying with and growing with and side by side with. And selling a mentality, they're all in on learning more about the GOATED mentality. They're all in on our next products. They want to be close to us and talk to us a lot. So it's a family and it's a blessing. So the GOAT Club is awesome. Check out the GOAT Club if you haven't heard of it. It's on our website under GOAT Club. GOATED.golf's the website. I appreciate you letting me plug that. I wasn't going to do that, but
No, but that's I wanted to learn more myself, and then wanted to give you the opportunity to do that.
Oh.
So just a couple questions. You've been very gracious with your time, and I appreciate that. I know you're a very busy guy. What in the last 12 months, the favorite course to you that is new to you that you played? What would that be?
12 months. That's a good question. Oh, Pinehurst 10, the newest Pinehurst course. I saw. Have
Yeah,
you played that yet?
I have.
That's amazing. Walked that with my dad at an AM Golf Trips event. So my dad's 71, 72 maybe. He's a starter at a course just so he can play golf. He works 1 day a week starting, and he's a
I love
missionary.
that. That's so great.
Yeah. He loves the golf, and he loves the golf with me, so we'll play father-son events, and I get his handicap. Not handicap. And we mess around and play some tournaments all the time. But we played 10 together. He walked the whole thing. I wasn't aware we were going to walk with caddies, but I was very impressed by Pinehurst 10. I think it's amazing. It's more fun than 2. 2's iconic, but in the last 12 months, that was a couple months ago, I was very impressed with 10. I think that should be in the top 100 pretty
Yeah, I
quickly.
played it this summer with a couple guys, and we had a blast. Didn't have the best weather, but it wasn't 110 degrees either. But yeah, 10 is fantastic.
It's awesome. Ballyhack was probably the other one. Ballyhack in Roanoke,
Okay.
Virginia. Dormy Club, sick course.
Yeah.
Love Dormy Network. We're gonna join. We're doing some member guests for Dormy Network, so we're gonna have a hopefully some kind of membership to play those more, because all those clubs are awesome. Dormy. Have
Okay.
you played a Dormy club?
I have not.
The one in Pinehurst is awesome, but more people play that one, I guess. It's a private network. They have 5 or 6 courses.
Right.
It's the flag with the red. But Ballyhack was awesome, and they have goats. So they have goats everywhere. They used to be the caddies where you could put your bags on the
Oh,
on the
yeah,
goats.
yeah.
Do that anymore, like the llamas. But goats everywhere. So we did that event and sponsored a Play Yellow event there, and had a blast. And the course was amazing. It's awesome. Those 2 courses in the last 12 months.
If you had a dream for golf, if there's something you could change, whether it's on the course, off the course, anything that you could wave a magic wand and change about golf, what would that be?
Oh, that's a great question. Funny answer is a shot clock. I hate slow golf.
I love that. I love that.
It should be built into the carts and buzzing people. Start stroking, guys.
Yes, I am all in on that.
But a more realistic answer, I wish that designers would make them all 72. That might be a bad. I wish we'd go and even numbers. I wish we could go. What do I say? 6 par 5s, 6 par 4s, and 6 par 3s. I wish that was more standard. And I guess the history. I don't want anything to change because I love the history of courses, but I love a good 6 par 5s, 6 par 4s, and 6 par 3s idea. That someone told me a long time ago. I'm like, 72 makes perfect sense. I hope I'm not. But I heard that one time, and I'm like, that's a great call. If I built a course, I would just make them more chances at a hole in one and more chances at birdies. 6 par 5s.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I have not gotten that, and I'm still. I've had lots of wasted time thinking about ways to implement a shot clock, whether it's shock collars, like if you're standing too long over the ball, you get buzzed. Like I think that would be tremendous.
It's a great call.
So obviously you've done, like I said, you've done the Mamba, Dale Earnhardt, Vince Carter, Cal Ripken, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. Who is somebody that you all have not done a putter yet for that is probably in the works, if you care to share or want to share in the next 6 to 12 months, or somebody that you are excited about doing one for that you have not done yet?
Yeah, that's a good question. We celebrated, since I was designing almost all the designs for the first year, we celebrated everyone I wanted to celebrate for the most part. The coming months will be awesome. We celebrated the country, the Constitution last July. This is the golden age from 1776. So this year is the country's anniversary. That'll be a fun one. Obviously, we keep them all a secret, but obviously that one's probably going to be in July or around then. and we have some really good new ones we just added to kind of move some people around, but we have it mapped out for the next 2 years, aligned with some of the playoffs of the sport that they were in or times that they were iconic during the season and milestones they hit. But they're all a secret, so I can't tell you any more
Okay,
than that.
can't tell.
But I did
we
celebrate
can.
all the ones I wanted, and we're gonna
Will you
research.
run
We're
it
gonna
back
circle
with any
back
of them?
for sure.
Okay.
We'll definitely do another Jordan one, another Kobe. Jordan, I own a URL called Air Goated, and we're that's another sneak peek. We're gonna have Air Goated, some really cool, affordable drops that are gonna be a true resale story, the best resale story in golf, I believe, because we're gonna drop 23 of them at a really affordable price on the 23rd of every month, and you'll be able to have a really cool timepiece, or you'll be able to resell
Flip that
for a
thing.
good amount of money. Yeah, because they're going to be really cool. So Jordan's going to be celebrated on the 23rd of every month eventually. I'm excited for that.
That's cool. That's really exciting.
Eric
Well,
Goded's
last question, and we'll get you out of here. But do you or do you not hit driver off the deck? And if so, why or why not?
I will if I have to. I'll say that. It's
Okay.
usually it's almost always in a why not? I have nothing to lose round. It's never been in a round where I am trying to score or playing in a tournament, which might speak to being a scared little boy that I am. No, I'm kidding. I just haven't. Almost every time I can remember pulling driver off the deck and going, "Oh, this round's shot," or I'm playing for skins, or I've already won the match. Not when I'm. But DoD Carter is my guy. I've sponsored him, and DoD King. I'm sure you referenced on
Yeah.
this
Oh,
show,
yeah.
but
I need to have him on the show and just let him just go.
I'll get him. He'll probably do. He could do tomorrow. He's coming to the PGA show with us. He'll be down there. He's a great dude, and I say that to say he's even to the point now where he's like, I don't know why I did this to myself. I have to hit all everyone wants to see now is me hitting it off the
Right.
deck. And the poor
Right.
guy can't use a tee anymore. It's like if I get caught using a tee, I'm a fraud. So his handicap's gone way down. I don't think in the Internet Invitational he used the tee either. And he's like, I would have won money if I
Oh,
used the
God.
tee.
That's a
I
punch in
know.
the gut. Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
A lot of money on the line. He's hitting it off the ground.
Right, just because he's built up this who
Yeah.
he is as strictly DOD, and yeah, wow, can't revert. That's not good.
No, no. It's a good lesson for me. It's like, be careful what you're known for, because you get called a fraud quickly if you're married to that the rest of your life. That's what made him
Yeah,
famous.
you're
So.
not kidding. You're not kidding. Well, Kevin, you are an inspiration. I love keeping up with your stuff. I need to get my hands on my own goated putter because, to be frank, my putting is horrendous right now. But thank you very much for your time tonight. And is it just goated.com or goatedgolf.com where people can find?
GOATEDgolf.com. Yeah.
Perfect. So
Golf and
goatedgolf.com. Check that out. Check out the memberships, the bronze, the silver, the gold. And of course, he did give us a little hint there about the drops eventually on the 23rd for Michael Jordan. So Kevin, thank you so much for your time. For Josh Stecker, or for Kevin VanDuser, excuse me. I'm Josh Stecker, and this has been another episode of Off the Deck.